Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's me, Broc Gardner, here. Go follow me on Instagram at Kendall Broc. This is Broc Gardner versus the World, possibly the best podcast ever to exist. Today we had on rapper, producer, writer, creator, mixer, musician, young Wabo on the podcast. I found him through TikTok. One of his songs kind of blew up, or one of his videos kind of blew up on there. And I really like this song, so I'm kind of a big fan of him now. And hit him up, agreed to come on the podcast, obviously. And we had I think this was the best podcast I've ever done, honestly. Just purely content-wise, I think the stuff we talked about probably means the most. I apologize to all my past guests. I love all of you, you know. I loved all the podcasts I've done so far. But this one kind of, I'm just saying, we're progressing, you know? We talked a lot about inner demons. It sounds weird, but creatively and just as a person, those voices in your head that talk to you and how to kind of overcome those. We talked about meditation and some stuff that he saw while he was meditating that inspired some stuff in him. And then we just talked about music and just kind of what it means to him and what he's trying to do through his music. It was a really interesting conversation. I really liked it. So yeah, I'm going to talk about the book real quick. I'm still reading the 4-Hour Workweek, so we'll go on to Broc's Book Corner right now. Goodbye. What's up? It's Broc. What's up? It's Broc's Book Corner. I'm back here talking about the same book. I haven't read that much. I read 4 chapters the last Sunday, but this week I haven't read that much because I don't have any dang time. All right, I don't have any time, and I won't have any time this week either. But we're working on it as best as we can. This week I learned in the 4-Hour Workweek, which is what I'm reading. It's by Timothy Ferriss. It is about how to just get rid of the 9 to 5 and work the hours you want and take advantage of your life instead of just working it away. You know, I think it's a really important lesson for everybody, even if you're 45 years old, if you're stuck in a job you don't like, even if I don't think you'll completely turn your life around where it's you don't ever have to work again and you're just on the Bahamas, but there is very good lessons in there that will, even if it's a small change, there will be a change in your life probably. Even if it's a small one, you're working less hours, you get a raise, something like that. But my goal personally is to just not have to work a 9 to 5, And I always hate when people say stuff like that because a lot of people could probably take that as a rude thing because most people probably work a 9 to 5, but I just don't want to, so I'm not going to. But I don't have anything against people. I'm not one of these people that's if you work a 9 to 5, you're lazy and you never achieved your dreams and you just gave up. I don't believe that at all. I think, everybody works a 9 to 5 for the most part. It's not a disrespect thing. That's completely different. This week I learned you should emphasize your strengths instead of trying to fix your weaknesses. That's probably the craziest thing I learned is that he was talking about. Is that he basically said, why spend time worrying about fixing these things you suck at, just to get maybe mediocre at them. Maybe get mediocre at these things you suck at when you could take these things that you're really good at and just propel them. It's I'm good at talking and never shutting up. And so why focus on trying to get better at music? You know what I'm saying? When I suck at music, I might get a little bit better at music, but why not emphasize just never shutting up and just talking to people like I do every week? So that's kind of something interesting that because most of the time people are yo, if you're good at this thing, then work on the stuff you're bad at and it'll just propel you more. But that's actually not the case according to Tim Ferriss, And I guess this is all subject to opinion, but this is just what I'm learning. And this book's helped a lot of people and a lot of CEOs are really like this book. So take it with a grain of salt, but also don't, And that's been Broc's Book Corner. I appreciate you. We're going on to the interview with young Wabo, rapper extraordinaire. Super cool guy. I really enjoyed this interview. Some of his friends were like going crazy during it. So sometimes you'll just randomly hear like a bunch of dudes yelling. So I apologize for that. But other than that, it was really good, and I really liked the conversation. So yeah, Broc Gardner versus the world, young Wabo. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, it's me, and I'm here with young Wabo of rap fame from TikTok. I found him on TikTok from this one video that had like how many views is it at right now?
It's about 115,000.
Yeah, it's a little bit crazy. And what all you were doing was you said day one of me playing my song until I meet Earl Sweatshirt, and you were playing swords and just like chilling. And we were just barely talking about it. We had some technical difficulties. We talked for a minute. We were talking about how crazy it was that TikTok just randomly blows videos like that up.
Yeah, it's just as simple as videos. Like I thought to do something crazy like that, I would have to have to get like a film crew, have to get like lights set up and all that. Nah, I just went to my friend's backyard and said, let's just do this shit.
Yeah.
They just said,
that's what I like about TikTok is it's kind of like you don't need a huge crew and stuff. It's kind of just, it's very independent people blowing up on there.
Nah, for real. Like, and the craziest thing is like right before that blew up, like I was putting my hustle in, like promoting my music, but like I was only at like 200 monthly listeners. And the month before that I was at 60. Yeah. And then now I'm chilling at a good 5,000 monthly listeners.
I saw that. That's crazy. Is TikTok like your primary source of like putting content out for blowing up your music?
Yeah. For right now it is because I feel like it's just the best app to reach out to other to basically other continents. Like the outreach you could get from TikTok is just crazy. Like I had someone messaging me from Sydney, Australia. I've never been on that side of the globe before. Like
yeah, it's kind of crazy. That's how I've been meeting a lot of the people that I'm having on this show is through TikTok. Just like seeing something, some small creator pop up on my For You, and then if I like their content, I text them. I'm like, "Hey, you want to come on the podcast?" So it's been like a really good outlet for that too, which is it's cool. So let's get into the real part of this interview here. Okay. So I'm gonna just say this phrase, okay, and I want to know what this means to you. Okay. What does the name Franklin Field mean to you? Does that ring a bell at all?
Shit. Yeah. That's like last year I was literally running on that field every day through football. That's crazy. The school I go to is University of Pennsylvania, which is an Ivy League school. This is crazy, but in Philly. That's crazy. You know your stuff. You know your stuff.
I had to do some research, man. But so yeah, you're a football player, I guess. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Do you still?
What's it called? You're not. Oh.
No, go ahead. Sorry, we got a lag.
Okay, you're not seeing me. I like to tell people this all the time when they're like, "Oh shit, you play football." Like you're not seeing me in my final form. I guess I would say like right before the quarantine stuff happened, like COVID stuff happening. I was around like 295. Like I was a big boy. I was a big boy on the D line. Yeah.
So are you still playing football right now?
Yeah, I'm still playing football, but our sports, like the Ivy League sports thing, they decided that they're not going to have a fall or spring semester. So we've just been chilling.
That's crazy.
Football activities, yeah.
So
crazy.
Were you born in Texas?
No, I was actually born in Ibadan, Nigeria.
Oh, shoot.
I lived there for a little bit. Yeah, I lived there till like 1. Then I moved to the U.S. Actually, I lived in Canada for a little bit. Then I moved to the U.S., lived in Delaware. Then I grew up in Kansas. That was weird as fuck. Then, and then I lived in Texas from like 6th grade to college.
So you would say that most of your time was spent in Texas in your life, probably?
Yeah, for sure.
Was it like, where did you grow up in Texas? Was it like a smaller town, or what was the living situation like?
Yeah, it was. I live in a suburb like 20 minutes from Houston. But like the weird thing about it is like how Texas is set up. Like if you drive 5 minutes in any direction, you will find a farm.
Yeah.
And you will find like farmland and stuff like that. So like even though we had some like I guess like modern city things, it still had like a country kind of vibe to it. Country like small city vibe to it. Yeah.
So this is kind of a weird question, but do you think like did you think where you grew up had any impact on like your music at all? Like what was the effect of that, if there was any?
Man, I don't even like. I'm sure like some inspirations from the incidents that have happened in Sugarland, but I don't really think I got most of my musical inspiration from living in Sugarland and stuff like that. I got.
Go ahead. Sorry.
What were you saying?
Go ahead.
No, I was. What's it called? I was just about to say where I got like. So I think I got most of my musical inspirations from outside sources. Like growing up, we had SoundCloud. That was definitely popping. Like Lucky, Travis during that time. Like Sade. Sade's not a SoundCloud rapper or anything like that, but like those are like they didn't really have anything to do with Sugarland, I guess is what I'm saying, where I get my musical stuff from.
So it wasn't really anything crazy that really pushed you.
No, it wasn't anything.
What kind of got you into music?
I've been doing music for a while, but like from like 9th grade to 11th grade, it was mostly just writing stuff down and like freestyling with friends and stuff like that. But May is when I dropped my first song on Spotify and iTunes. The time that we had off during the when COVID hit and the crazy stuff that was just going on with COVID hit, I just took all of those emotions and stuff like that, all the stuff inside me, I just put it on lyrics and I took it seriously, like learning what it takes to make music and stuff like that. So like very recently.
So you just barely started putting stuff out there like officially?
Yeah.
Just during quarantine?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like I have some songs on SoundCloud like from high school, but like everybody does. So
you've been playing football. You played football in high school, I know. How long have you been doing like athletics like that?
Like forever. Just forever. The whole time. Man. It's growing up. Yeah, like we just played just forever. All I know is sports, basically. Yeah, like for sure.
Gotcha. So I played sports for a long time. I don't anymore, but I wrestled and I played football for a while. And one of the things you realize is like those sports in particular are so hard, and they're like doing that sort of stuff is like one of the hardest things a person can do, probably. Just like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But
no, how physically, demeaning it is, everything, like your mental, your physical. You need 100% to do those sports.
Yeah. So do you think that like, I guess you growing up with sports and then doing it right now, do you think that has taught you anything that you've used like with music? Like, has that taught you any values or anything that you really apply to your music?
Yeah. One thing, this is going to sound weird, but like before games and stuff like that, like paying attention to what I would do before games is that I would watch like my favorite players and stuff like that from generations past, like Ray Lewis, Michael Vick, all these players, right? And I would mimic how they play, and I would see the cool things that they did, like the special things that I could implement in my game. Then when I started doing music, I was like, let me look at who I love the most in music, like Mac Miller, Sade, Travis Scott, and all of those artists, and let me take things from them and implement them into my music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, so like, mhm.
So
And also,
go ahead. Sorry.
it also like never quitting. Like there was a point of time like football wasn't working out for me at all, and then I was stuck in like a certain like a standstill kind of like of progress, like just the middle, and then but like I kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and then it finally clicked, and then I started bawling out,
Yeah.
and that's how I feel with music. Because for a long time, from like not a long time, because there's artists that have gone through it longer, but like there was a period from March to literally recently, like 2 weeks, like that, like 2 weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago,
Yeah.
where I couldn't even get my grandma to listen to my music. And like, and like I just stayed persistent with it. And like I took the no quit mentality for football that I learned and just kept on, and it's kind of paying off, I guess, a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
But
so how important do you think that is for like younger or I guess smaller creators coming up right now? The no quit sort of thing.
oh, so essential. So essential. It's the most important part. Like like because there's so many things that you learn from just experience in music more than just the bars and the beat themselves that just come with experience, like marketing yourself, like that takes trial and error and finding your niche and finding the group that rocks with your music the most, right? And like you're not gonna find that on day one or day five or even a month in. Like it takes time. And like I know a lot of people growing up who did music with me, like when we played around and stuff like that, and like other people took music seriously before me, right? And they got a little headway into it, but then they quit.
Yeah.
And like I could totally see them, like if they kept on going now, they would be balling out now. And it's just like,
yeah,
I just feel it's essential.
Yeah, I think that the idea to quit is like poison for any sort of person that wants to make it in a creative industry. Like the little seed that gets planted in your head, like this isn't ever going to work out. I just need to like stop while, I haven't lost anything yet. I think that's the biggest killer for like industries like this is people just stop.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because also there's so much the same way that TikTok gave me a huge audience, it also gave me a different kind of pressure. It amplified dang, okay, so oh man, I hate when that happens. What is it called? So like the idea of the seed being in your head and like the little voice that tells you you could quit, you're not good enough and stuff like that. Like it gets amplified with reaching new horizons, and I feel like so other people give into that and stuff like that. And sometimes it's hard to give it and never mind.
No, you're good, man. You mentioned what does the voice say to you? If that's a fair question. You mentioned a voice, and I feel like we all have that.
Yeah.
What does it tell you?
For sure. Sometimes I'll be in the stew and like a beat that I'm trying to make isn't working how I wanted it to work, like ideally, like I had a concept in my head, and it'll be like, yo, if you quit right now, go to sleep, and then try again in the morning. You might get it. We don't know. But like that's procrastination. Like that's the voice telling me like I should just like I have another day to do this. Yeah. Like we don't like I gotta tell myself every day that tomorrow isn't promised. You know what I mean? Like that's the attitude I take to music and stuff like that. And like the little voice tells me you got time, you got forever to do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what the voice tells me.
So would you say that's like your biggest sort of weakness when it comes to this is like trying to procrastinate?
Oh, for sure. Like I could I'll have weekends where I'll make 11 songs, like 11, 12 songs. And then I'll have a week where like this week, I'm not gonna lie, I was in a little slump. Like I made like 2 songs maybe and like 3 beats. Like, nah.
Yeah.
Like like thinking you have time. Not you have time, right? But like time is of the essence. You know what I mean? Like put like you have to be patient, but you also have to push it as hard as you can to succeed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just a crazy combination of both.
Yeah. So you kind of got into it, but what when you get these voices and like when you get this idea that you have enough time, or the idea that you want to procrastinate, what do you kind of do to get rid of that and keep being persistent on the task?
I'll think about other examples in songs I'll have where I was stuck. I was stuck in that beat and I almost quit. And then I just kept playing on with it for a bit. Like all it took was like 5 minutes, right? The voice in my head told me if you quit right here, right? If you quit right here, then you'll have tomorrow, whatever. And I don't know if that beat would have been made, but if I just went 5 minutes longer and I made the whole beat and put a song on it, and like it just happens like that. And I'm like, that it happened like that. Let me just bring what works into what I do.
Yeah. So you're kind of looking at past examples of like the situation you're in, and you're saying, when I did this, when I didn't procrastinate, it turned out like this. And when I did procrastinate that one time, it kind of didn't work out. So what should I do right here? That's pretty smart.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
So what kind of draws you into the music world? We talked about like you getting started in it, but is there something that just really draws you to music and hip hop in general as a genre, maybe?
The ability to create, I guess. Like during quarantine, I was in a deep place where I was having all these emotions just stuck inside me, and like I felt at the time that music was the best way to bring those feelings and emotions into the real world and allow others to see and appreciate them. You know what I mean? And when I started doing that, I'm like, whoa, I like love this, right? And I can literally I could create things that have never been made by someone else. That have never been, even if I use a sample, if I chop it up, when I chop it up, it could be different. It's like a snowflake. Like I'm creating snowflakes. Like I'm creating something like completely like that is me. You know what I mean? That's uniquely Wabo. You know what I mean? Like that's what I love.
Yeah, I've always thought that, and I've never heard somebody explain it like that. But I have that exact feeling, identical. Like everything you make is just, it's unique. You're the first person to make that thing. Like even this podcast I'm doing right now, like people have done stuff like it, but nobody's ever done a podcast with young Wabo in this basement, like saying these exact words. Nobody's ever done that. And I have, and like this new thing is made. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I've always thought that too.
Hey, yes, sir. Like I've got to say, like, I love when people talk about their passions and there's like a certain fire in their eyes. And I just saw that for you. Like that shit, that shit keeps me motivated. No cap. Like, like just going off of your passions and stuff like that. Like,
yeah, that's kind of why I like to do this podcast, is I like to get people like you and just have people, because I figured out that when people talk about stuff they like, they just never shut up. And I really like that. So I just like to listen to people do that. I like it. I love it.
Like, no cap. I'll be chilling with some shorties, and then they'll ask me about some music stuff, and then I'll start talking about a beat, and then I'll start breaking the beat down, and like I lost them like 20 minutes ago. Like, bro, like exactly. Bro.
Once you start talking about 808s, nobody wants to listen to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you got started, and what drew you to it was like you just had all these feelings and emotions, and you just wanted to put them out on paper and into music, I guess. So as a way of expressing what you were feeling. Yeah.
Like just show, like give the world, like honestly, sometimes I feel in the physical world, like with all these societal like norms and stuff like that, like it's like so black and white sometimes. Like sometimes like I just feel like my music is way I get to add color to the world, I guess. Like I get to put my paint or my brushstroke on the world, I guess.
Yeah.
My mark.
So what specifically, when you mention like the black and white norms of society, what specifically are you trying to implement with your music, like feeling wise?
Like I'm trying to like if you've like if someone, for example, like sometimes it just works best for me to give an example.
Yeah.
But like if you're sitting in a room with me and I'm just chilling and I'm being quiet, and like you might wonder, what is he thinking? Like my music is giving depth, or I guess like a dive into what I'm feeling. And I feel like we don't pay enough attention to diving into other people's hearts, you know what I mean? Like diving into, because a lot of people have like things that are bottled up inside of them. And like music was like a way for me to like unbottle, uncork the situation. But I feel like the black and white situation is like, he's smiling, then he's okay, he's good, you know what I mean? And like it's deeper than that. Like we're supposed to smile. Like when someone says, "Hey, how are you doing?" We're supposed to say, "Yeah, I'm doing good." Like, and then you keep on walking. Like there's more like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I got you.
All right.
What are you trying to, I guess, what are you trying to convey with each song that you put out? Like, what are you trying to let the audience understand, or what are you trying to teach them, I guess? If you're not trying to teach them anything, that's fine.
Like some songs don't really have, like sometimes I feel like some songs I have are just a ride of emotion. Like Let It Go is just a ride of like it's just me talking about how like it's more of the feeling of cutting off like loose ends, like the great feeling you have after like the rush of relief when you've cut off like toxic ends and stuff like that. But some songs like Swords is more of like a it's okay. This like literally the sun is hold on, let me see. Is it cool if I pull out some lyrics real quick from Swords real quick? Yeah, I bet. Because sometimes I forget my lyrics and I don't want to misquote myself.
No, it's all good. Real quick, would you say Swords is like your most emotional song? Like what would you say is your most emotion-filled song that you really like had these feelings and just put it into words?
Oh yeah, Swords is definitely a top 5 of those kinds of songs because but I feel like Another Day is by me is definitely one of those songs that's like I put a lot of emotion into, like for sure.
Gotcha.
But
so let's kind of break down Swords. Like, what is Swords about to you?
Swords is like it's like it's the journey. Like Swords is like, I guess, like me opening a door to deep new opportunities, I guess, because for a long time, like I was working in like music, football, and school, and like trying to figure all these things out. Like I had so much pressures on my back, like COVID, all these things happening, and then but just sometimes like you just like let your inner self shine, I guess, like just let the sun rise, I guess, to your most powerful self, I guess, or your most unique you, and letting the most unique you shine the hardest, I guess, is that's what it means to me, I guess, amplifying your true self, I guess, is what Sword's about.
So what do you do to like balance your school, football, music, all these things you're involved in? What are you doing to balance all those?
It was really a juggle. like it was really a juggle to do that, but with COVID taking out football from the equation and stuff like that, it really gave me an opportunity. That's what gave me the opportunity to start music. To start music and I guess like dive more into doing music. So there wasn't really I didn't really start doing music until I didn't have football. I guess what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Gotcha. So that never really was an issue.
Yeah, no, it wasn't really an issue.
Gotcha. What are your goals for like the next, let's say 5 years? 5 years down the road, where do you see yourself? Specifics, you know?
Can I be completely honest with you?
Yeah.
I have this song called Grammy Stage Ruby Slippers. And I got the inspiration for the title from this meditation session I did with my friend, the friend from earlier, Chris. We were meditating. And when I was meditating, I saw a dream where it was literally the Grammys. And I was walking on the stage and I accepted a trophy. And then I asked my inner self, like that inner voice, the one that tells me to procrastinate, tells me it was so crazy. Like that, I asked that like evil voice in my head. I was like, do you believe in this? And then it said back to me, I really, really do. And I put that in the song. But to keep it short and simple, I see myself like doing huge things with music. I'm talking like billboards. I'm talking like critically acclaimed albums. I'm talking like different concepts that I believe that I can bring into this world within the next 5 years.
That's pretty wild. Do you meditate a lot?
I actually was meditating at that time, and I actually liked it a lot. Like if anybody's watching, I suggest you meditate. But like the crazy thing is like I've never seen anything like that when I meditate. Like normally it's just like it's a piece, like I breathe, I find my pace and stuff like that, but I've never seen anything like that from meditation.
Yeah, that's wild. Do you think that meditation is kind of, would you say it's pretty important for like not only creative people, but just people in general? Just what did you feel after you meditated when you were doing
it? When I meditated, like when you open your eyes, after like 20 minutes of meditating, the pace of the world feels so different. Like sometimes it just feels like we're in a rush to get from A to B to C. But like when you meditate, you take that final breath out, you open your eyes, like it just feels like the world is moving like a little bit, not slower, but fitting to your pace. Like you can move how you want to in the world.
I think that's pretty important because especially with right now, there's so much stuff going on, and probably my audience specifically, because it's like people going to school, people trying to, make a career. It's like that weird time where we're trying to figure stuff out for the rest of our lives. So it's like, I feel like meditation is probably a really good thing to, like you said, slow the pace down.
Exactly. Like an issue that I dealt with is having multiple nagging things on my head at one time, like allowing myself to stress about 7 things at one time when it's not possible to do 7 things at one time. And meditation just makes it easier to just look at things and be like, all right, what are we going to do first? Basically, what I'm saying, on the way to finishing all 7 things you have to do. Yeah.
Is that like, so you have like kind of a mental checklist?
Yeah.
How important do you think that is for like getting stuff done?
Oh, like extremely important. Like, because the default setting for me, anyways, I can only speak from personal experience, but the default setting for me when I have a list of things to do and I try to handle it by myself is like the Kool-Aid man running into a wall type shit. Like it's just like I'm just gonna run in one direction and hopefully I catch everything I'm supposed to do. Yeah. And like like it's just not possible, honestly.
Mm-hmm. So you write stuff out that you got to do, and you just take it one at a time, I guess. That's all you can do. That's pretty awesome.
Yes.
So what are you doing? So you see yourself 5 years Grammy winner, critically acclaimed albums. That's big stuff, and I don't like. I bet you can get there. But what are you doing right now, and what are you gonna do in the future, like specifically to make that happen? Like day-to-day basis, what are you doing?
Investing in my music, honestly. Like the energy I put into my music is unlike anything else right now that I have. Like the amount of time I put into my music, learning new things, putting things together, like it's just all it is just putting the snow powder together just for a snowball effect. And I'm already seeing the results of it.
Yeah.
Like the first tape that dropped, I had one song that was produced by me. And then now I'm getting ready for another tape to drop. And I can't even decide which song produced by me I want to have because I just have so many.
Yeah. So just improving every single album, every single song.
Yeah, that's the most important thing for sure. For sure.
So when you talk about how much energy you put into your music, obviously you're doing that, and I wasn't aware that you were still playing football. Has it ever come across your mind where it's like, if I keep playing football, maybe I won't have enough, I don't know, energy to put into my music, or maybe I'm not using all my energy that I could be putting into music because I'm doing football? Has that ever crossed your mind, or has that ever been a worry for you?
Yeah, I dealt with that a little bit in March, right before we left right before we left to go back home and start doing online school. Yeah. And honestly, it just comes down, I'm terrible at it, but it just comes down to time management sometimes for things like that. But it wasn't too difficult, but we're gonna see how it is now that I'm doing I'm actually making music all the time. What it used to be is just I was recording into a microphone, but now I'm making the beat, mixing it, dropping it, advertising for it, all these things. So we're gonna see how it is with different responsibilities.
What are some things you're doing to better your time management?
Not gonna lie to you, not doing well in that. Time management is I feel like once I get time management down, I will be able to run the world. I will run for president once I get time management done.
Yeah.
But I can't really speak on time management, being able to do it so far, because my experience with it is lackluster, maybe above 0.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. We talked about procrastination and stuff, but what's something that you've experienced in this journey of music that's been the hardest thing throughout this whole thing so far?
Staying true to myself, honestly. Staying true to myself in music, because there's times when I'm if I just do this song that I know a bunch of people will like, but isn't me, yeah, it might give me the streams that I want right now. But with my music, I want my music to last eons. I want my time to last forever. And that can only be done, I feel, by doing me, I guess. And sometimes it just gets hard to be dang, I got these people streaming my music now, and I could do that and just drop a lazy song, but nah.
So you're trying to make it in the long run, have more of an esteemed discography rather than just blow up right now, drop a couple
Yeah.
songs that everybody likes. You want to go for like the long term. People can look back and be like, this guy has always made music that's just good to him.
Yeah, because I'm sure you've seen it. We've seen it recently because with the 6ix9ine stuff and like Lil Pump and stuff. But like J. Cole was talking about like how making music that rides trends is only a trend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like once that trend is over, the music is over because the music was made off the trend. Like you can put a new spin on it, I guess, but like you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. I was actually thinking of 1985 when we were talking about that. That's actually interesting.
Yeah.
That we both made that connection. Is there like this is kind of a weird question, but is there like a mistake that you've made that you feel has made you better or helped you?
Yeah, actually. You remember how I was talking about music that like I wasn't taking music seriously from 9th grade to like 10th grade?
Yeah.
There was a period from like 11th grade to right before college where my artist name was LaBallin, and I was dropping music through LaBallin on SoundCloud, and it was garbage. It was trash.
Yeah.
Like I promise you, I didn't get more than like I dropped maybe like 7 songs, and I didn't get more than like I had like 200 the first one, then I had like 15 the second one. It's just like it was
just dropped
like
off.
Yeah, no, it was terrible music. Like, and that's where mostly I get the experience. How I was talking about, man. The error. What's it called? Man, like trial and error.
Yeah.
Trial and error with young artists, artists on the come up. Trial and error because I found that making music that wasn't me, just like the outcome, the result wasn't good music, wasn't the music that I desired, and it wasn't the music other people wanted to listen to either. And I thought at the beginning with LaBallin that I would be able to find a market, and that wasn't it wasn't happening at all.
Yeah.
And I took some time off, kept on, stayed in the lab though, and I kept working, putting some music out here, stuff like that, and finding what worked for me. And I finally found it. I not finally found it. We're still grinding. We're still on the come up.
Yeah.
But like,
what's like one piece of, it can be like a book or like art or music or movies. What's one piece of just art that you feel like inspired you, not just like one time, but like keeps inspiring you, or something you've learned from something like that you apply to what you're doing?
There's 2 albums that I think of when like that inspired me constantly, and it's Sade's Lovers Rock. She's a British singer, and Mac Miller's Faces.
Yeah.
Like those 2 albums I can play frontwards and backwards and know like everything about them. But like the reason I love them so much is because like the lyrics, like those 2 albums I just feel speak to me the most and stuff like that. But they do it in different ways. So I take from those albums and I find what they did, and I do that with my music and finding different ways to express myself and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's cool. What is something that you would tell, like one piece of advice you would give an up and coming creator?
Is don't quit. For sure, do not quit. Like is like the most important thing I can tell a person is don't quit. Like and making sure you're getting better every day or in increments, doesn't matter, but as long as you're getting better, because some people will do the same thing that doesn't work. Like it's not like their flow is messed up, but they'll just keep on doing it every single day, and they'll wonder why they're not getting anywhere. Like I promise you, if you just learn how to get better in what you're doing, you'll find a way to express yourself the best, for sure.
All right, man. Well, that's going to do it for us, I think. Do you have anything you want to plug?
Oh, yeah. I have a new tape on the way. New music coming all of February. If you guys want to check that out, also go check out my Instagram. I update mostly on there now, and go check out my TikTok, Young Wabo. Everything. I bet.
All right, awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming on, dude. That was fun. We got a lot of good stuff in there. I feel like that was the deepest interview I've had so far, honestly.
Oh shit! I'm honored. Dude, this was my first interview like ever.
Really? That's good. I'm glad to be the first one, man.
Yes,
first of many.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
yes,
awesome,
sir.
dude. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, bro.
All right, we'll talk to you later, man.
See ya.
Woo. That was Young Wabo, everybody. See what I mean? Good stuff. Good stuff. This is the time where I talk about other stuff. I have to leave like fairly soon because I have a prior engagement. But I wanted to quickly talk about this stuff that's out of date because, you know, it happened a couple days ago and it's already a week after. But Robinhood, which is this stock trading app that I use, I have an account. I bought stocks with it. So I don't know if you guys know this. There was a thing on Reddit called WallStreetBets, this subreddit, and somebody on there figured out that there's stocks like GameStop, Nokia, and AMC theaters that like they're basically like dead stocks, like nobody thinks they'll go anywhere. So a lot of the big like hedge fund managers and like stockbrokers kind of, I guess they bet against it. I guess you can bet against stocks. And then these guys were like, yo, if we pump money into this stock, it will F these guys over and they'll lose so much money. So Reddit, it blew up on Reddit, moved over to TikTok, skyrocketed on TikTok. It was all over my For You page for 2 days straight. Everything was, you know, GameStop, AMC, Nokia, and they just pumped money into it. So they decided they were going to pump money into this stock and just make all these rich freaking Wall Street guys just lose a bunch of money, which is kind of sick. It's pretty dope. And then, so they started doing that. And then Robinhood was like, hey, no. And they just stopped letting people trade GameStop, Nokia, AMC stock. They just stopped letting people trade it because I guess they get a lot of money from stockbrokers. And I guess there's like a whole scam with this actually. Like apparently they were using a lot of the data from the independent like stock trader and then like sending it to Wall Street and like manipulating the markets, which we all knew was happening, but this was like this confirmed it. So they shut down all those stocks so that they would stop losing money. And a lot of people are pissed off. Dave Portnoy, Barstool Sports, is like super mad and like going after him. And he's like has a personal vendetta against Robinhood, which he should, man. That's tragic, you know, because that actually screwed a lot of the little guys over that were trying to take down like the rich guys. And the rich guys lost a lot of money. They lost billions, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty positive that the rich guys in Wall Street lost billions of dollars from just a couple of dudes on Reddit just being like, yo, like to the moon. We're taking Nokia, we're taking freaking GameStop to the moon, boys. And it was really funny. And now everybody on TikTok is like a stock trader, which I probably shouldn't talk to. I'm about to go over to somebody's house and learn about how to day trade. That's why I'm rushing this. And so, yeah, that was pretty sick. And then one more thing was Larry King died like the Saturday, like a couple Saturdays. I recorded a podcast before that, and I haven't recorded since. But Larry King died, dude. And I'm not going to pretend like I was always a fan of Larry King. Like, obviously, I wasn't like 6 years old listening to Larry King and being like, oh, yeah, his interview style is like super good. But like definitely the past month, I've been listening to so much Larry King and just trying to consume as much Larry King as I could. I read his book literally the morning he died. I was listening to his book. I got the audio book. It's How to Talk to Anybody. He just it's like an hour and a half long, I think. And he was just talking about how to talk to anybody in a social setting, like a party or like an interview. Because honestly, he was one of the greatest to do it. So I got that book and I listened to it. Immediately after I finished it, I look on Instagram and Larry King had passed away. So he was old, dude. He lived a great life. But he really was one of the best people to do not podcasts, but just broadcasting. He was one of the best to ever do it. So go watch him, dude. Go watch his interviews with like Tyler, the Creator, his recent show that he had. It's funny stuff, dude. Larry King was just a funny dude. Really cool guy. I learned a lot of stuff from him in the past couple months that I've been really diving into his stuff. He knew how to interview people, man. He knew how to break down the barriers and get the best out of people, which was crazy. But yeah, so R.I.P. Larry King. And I'm gonna go learn how to day trade, boys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for young Wabo coming on the podcast. That was awesome. Next week, I'm having this kid, what's his name? Blake, I think. He runs this account called Find New Vibes on Instagram that I've been following for a while. It's kind of like a music account, but he's starting a podcast and we've been kind of chill for a while. So he's going to come on and talk about a bunch of stuff and that's going to be fun. So look forward to that next week, next Saturday. Thank you for listening. You guys are awesome. Go follow my socials at Kendall Broc on Instagram. Go follow everything, man. We're going places, boys. We're going places. Thank you for 300 subscribers too. That's awesome. Thank you guys. Love you. Goodbye.